the world famous Matterhorn.
You can see views across Switzerland, France and Italy.
And the view here is also stunning. It is operating for 125 years. Allegedly the best cheese fondue in Zermatt. Almost all the attractions as well as a lot of the restaurants and shops are closed.
Quite expensive.
The price is justified because it's a very good morning here in Switzerland, and today we start our day at Zermatt. This is the second major town that we will be visiting on our Switzerland trip, and the reason we are visiting is of course to see the world famous Matterhorn. Just this morning we have checked the weather condition on their app. It is sunny until about 12 to 2 p.m. so hopefully we get to cover what we want to cover before the rain comes. We have bought the peak-to-peak pass, and it covers both the Matterhorn Glacier Paradise as well as Groningrad. And if you were to buy each of these tickets separately, it will cost you more. But the downside to having the peak-to-peak pass is that you need to cover both of these peaks on the same day. And how we are doing it is, first from Zermatt you take a cable car up to Furi, and at Furi you transfer to another cable car to Shortsea. Do take note of the timings of each of the cable car because they may change, and you can check the timetables on the Matterhorn app, so highly recommended to download the app while you are here. At Shortsea you can make a pit stop to some sort of a Zermatt sign as well as a view of Matterhorn, so do not miss it out. Once you are at Shortsea, you transfer to another cable car which will bring you to Tokenaustik, and once at that station you transfer yet again to a bigger cable car all the way to Matterhorn Glacier Paradise, so that completes one of the peak. After that, you will retrace your steps back to Furi station, where you will transfer to another cable car to Riffelberg, and there you can do an optional hike to see Riffelsee Lake. And finally, you sit a cable car to Groningrad. Once you are done visiting Groningrad, you sit a cable car all the way back to Zermatt, and that completes your peak-to-peak pass. Based on the stuff from the visitor center, riding all the cable car takes about 2 hours. If you are doing the hike, that's about 1 hour. And of course, visiting the Glacier Paradise as well as Groningrad is going to take you some time as well, so do plan accordingly. And of course, many picture taking time as well.
The cost in Switzerland is relatively higher compared to other European countries, and including this pass, I also feel that it's quite expensive.
Yeah, and the suggestion here is to check the weather condition and make sure that it is sunny, and you can use the Matterhorn app to see whether Matterhorn is being covered by clouds or not. They have live webcams, so check the weather condition before you make the purchase, also through the app. So hopefully we get to cover 2 peaks before the rain set in and get our money's worth. And we will see you at each of the point of interest. Bye bye.
We're now at our first pit stop of the day. This is the Matterhorn Glacier Paradise, and it sits at 3,883 meters. And from here there's a 360 degrees observation deck where you can see views across Switzerland, France and Italy. And there's a total of 38 peaks and 16 glaciers here.
Beside us is the famous Matterhorn.
Yep, if you have eaten the chocolate Toblerone, you probably would recognize it.
We did some research yesterday. The logo of the Toblerone chocolate actually has a hidden bear inside, which I find it very interesting.
Luckily today the weather is good, so we can see quite a bit from the observatory deck.
The weather is so good.
Yeah, thankfully we didn't waste our money, because if it's cloudy or it's rainy, this spot is going to be really cold, windy and misty. So yeah. The Matterhorn Glacier Paradise is the highest cable car station in Europe, and it is slightly higher than Jungfrau, which is termed as the top of Europe. Jungfrau is slightly more expensive also. So at Matterhorn Glacier Paradise, there's a few things you can do. First is of course to head up this 360 degree observation deck. You can also walk out in the snow during summer. There's also a ice palace.
There are a lot of ice sculpture inside. They are all very beautiful and nice.
Yeah, one of it is kind of like a throne.
And the most interesting thing is there's an ice slide inside the ice palace. It was fun.
If you're already at the Matterhorn Glacier Paradise and you have already paid for the peak-to-peak pass, the admission is included. Definitely worth it to head in there. It's a little bit cold though. Actually, it's very cold, so do be prepared. The whole Matterhorn Glacier Paradise is actually quite cold, so do wear a little bit more. Okay, we will be heading to Riffle Sea now, and we will see you when we get there. And our next peak is Gornergrat, and the view here is also stunning. At Riffelberg, we didn't went to hike the Riffle Sea, and the reason why is because Matterhorn is gone now. You can only see the base, so even if we hike to the lake, we will see a shrouded Matterhorn. So we decided not to spend that 2 hours 20 minutes hiking there and hiking back. Some interesting thing about heading up here, as part of the peak-to-peak pass, at Riffelberg station you are able to see a very old tram, and it is operating for 125 years. It's one of the steepest incline tram that you can take. Although I think the one in Hong Kong, the peak tram, is a little bit steeper because that is like totally sangye when we said. Yeah. It's still a pretty interesting ride because the windows are very big and you can get to see the surrounding Alps. It's definitely worth a trip up. And yeah, we have successfully completed all the attractions within the peak-to-peak pass, and it is worth it.
We used 4 hours to complete the whole trip.
I guess the price is justified because the amount of effort that is required to build all the cable car rides.
Yes, and the maintenance cost. Wow.
Yeah, so if you are visiting Zermatt, definitely visit the Matterhorn Glacier Paradise, and if you want to, you can purchase the peak-to-peak pass and also visit Gornergrat.
We are now at the Old Street of Zermatt. Some additional fun fact about Matterhorn. Matterhorn has 4 faces, and the 4 faces are facing north, south, east and west. Additionally, Matterhorn is also the 10th highest mountain in Switzerland.
Here at the Old Street of Zermatt, there's this fountain which is dedicated to the oldest mountaineer who have climbed Matterhorn. So he has climbed it several times, and his last ascent was at the age of 89. There's also a chair dedicated to him on my right. And an interesting story about this building over to my left, it has several stone structures prodding it up. The reason is because it is to prevent animals from entering this shed, which is used to store food. For our dinner, we visited a restaurant here called Say Cheese, and the reason is we wanted to try their cheese fondue. So they sell allegedly the best cheese fondue in Zermatt, and so we make a reservation and we dine there. So don't be like us, we didn't order anything else, and just eating the cheese fondue is really
It's a bit overwhelming.
yeah, it's very strong in flavor. It's pretty nice, but if you eat too much, it gets a little bit nauseating. They only allow you to order a cheese fondue for 2. After finishing the cheese fondue, you are already quite full. But definitely worth a try if you are here in Switzerland. It's a specialty here. So if you want to try cheese fondue, Switzerland is the best place to try it.
Give it a try.
A very good morning, and today we start our day at another town here in Switzerland, and this is the town of Brix. One tip if you are ever heading here to Brix is to not come on a Monday, because on Monday almost all the attractions as well as a lot of the restaurants and shops are closed. So the reason why we are here is because we have finished what we have planned in Zermatt yesterday, and so we kind of have an off day and we decided to just come here to explore another town in Switzerland. And the vibes of this town is actually different from Zermatt as well as Zurich, but still it has the mountains surrounding this town, so pretty nice and scenic place as well.
Behind us is the famous palace here in Brix called Stockhauspalast Palace. This palace was previously owned by a merchant. while this palace was built, this was the largest private property in Europe.
Unfortunately, it's closed for today, but because there's some kind of open air movie screening, we at least were able to head to the open area inside the palace, as well as we are now at the garden, which offer a very good view of the palace together with the Alps surrounding it. It's a very nice and scenic place. So we are pretty much finished with Brick. I think we only stayed for like 30 minutes and we'll be heading to yet another town, and this time around it is Vix. Vix is actually a major transportation hub here in Switzerland. I don't think there's a lot of attractions there, but there's a lot of shopping to do. We'll see you when we get there.
Bye bye!
We are now at Vix, and here at Vix we decided to have lunch at a pizza and kebab restaurant called Charisma. Throughout our Europe trip, we have fallen in love with tacos and kebabs. So we have eaten quite a lot of them and they are always very tasty, and we get satisfied just by eating tacos and kebabs. So if you're in Europe and wondering what to eat, kebab and tacos is the best choice. Because it's filling and most of the time it is affordable, slightly cheaper than restaurants, and most importantly, it is hot. This is truly our go-to meal every time we want a hot and satisfying meal. Even in Paris, we ate kebab. In Turkey, we ate kebab. In Belgium, everywhere we ate kebab. Lifesaver. So yeah, thanks for joining us today. We will see you in our next video.
Bye bye!
Where's the Toblerone?